The Picture of Dorian Gray, written by Oscar Wilde, published by Ward, Lock and Company in 1891. In a time when the air was filled with the perfumed scent of Victorian indulgence, the talented artist Basil Hallward was busy capturing the essence of a young man on canvas named Dorian Gray. Basil, devoted to his art, was deeply inspired by the youthful beauty of his subject. As the portrait neared completion, Basil's dear friend, the cynical and hedonistic Lord Henry Wotton, arrived and marveled at the striking likeness. He opined that beauty and youth were the only things that truly mattered in life, for they were fleeting and precious. Influenced by Lord Henry's philosophy, Dorian, a naive and impressionable young man, became enthralled with the notion of eternal youth and beauty. He lamented that his portrait would remain ageless, while he himself would grow old and lose his charm. In a moment of anguish, he wished that he could remain young and beautiful forever, while his portrait would bear the burden of age and sin. As if by some dark magic, Dorian's wish came true. He was drawn deeper into a life of debauchery and hedonism under the influence of Lord Henry. His innocence faded, and his actions grew darker, affecting those around him. Yet his face remained unblemished, his beauty untouched, as his portrait began to change instead. The canvas bore the physical and moral consequences of his actions, revealing the ugliness of his soul. One by one, those who loved Dorian suffered. Sybil Vane, a young actress with an angelic voice and enchanting presence, fell madly in love with him. She believed their love transcended the stage. But in her devotion, she lost her passion for acting. Disappointed by her deteriorating performance, Dorian cruelly rejected her, causing her to take her own life in despair. Even as his friends and acquaintances fell victim to his increasingly vile behavior, Dorian's beauty and charm continued to attract new admirers. He reveled in his immortal youth, all the while neglecting the growing monstrosity his portrait had become. Hidden away in the attic, shrouded in a heavy fabric, the grotesque painting stood as a testament to the corruption of Dorian's soul. As the years passed, Dorian's deeds and the portrait's disfigurement grew more repulsive. Gossip and whispers about his seemingly unchanging appearance and wicked exploits spread through London's high society. Eventually, even Basil Hallward, the artist who had painted the portrait, could not ignore the rumors. He confronted Dorian, imploring him to mend his ways and seek redemption. In a fit of rage and a desire to shock the man who had unwittingly captured his soul on canvas, Dorian showed Basil the hideous painting. Horrified by the transformation, Basil begged Dorian to repent and save his soul. But Dorian, consumed by his own vanity and bitterness, killed Basil in a fit of rage, condemning the very man who had once immortalized his beauty. Plagued with guilt and fearing the consequences of his actions, Dorian sought solace in the opium dens of London, where society's outcasts found fleeting escape from their troubles. There he encountered a man named James Vane, the brother of the ill-fated Sybil Vane. James, seeking revenge for his sister's death, pursued Dorian with relentless determination. Despite his efforts to evade retribution, Dorian's past caught up with him when James confronted him. Fate, however, played a cruel trick, and James was killed in a case of mistaken identity, saving Dorian from the grasp of vengeance. Haunted by his past and unable to escape his sins, Dorian's life began to unravel. He realized that the portrait had become a heavy burden, a constant reminder of his own depravity. Friends who had once admired him now avoided him, and he found himself increasingly isolated. Desperate to destroy the evidence of his soul's corruption, he decided to obliterate the portrait. In a final reckless act, Dorian plunged a knife into the painting, seeking to end its wretched existence. The very forces that had granted him eternal beauty turned against him in that instant. As the portrait reverted to its original unblemished state, Dorian Gray lay dead on the floor, the knife embedded in his aged and withered heart. The cruel bargain he had made to preserve his beauty had come to a tragic end. Thus, the story of Dorian Gray stands as a cautionary tale, a testament to the dangers of vanity and the pursuit of pleasure at the expense of one's soul. For in the end, it was not his beauty, nor the adoration of others that could save him, but only the redemption he failed to seek. And in that tragic irony, Oscar Wilde weaves a tale both enchanting and sobering, a reminder that true beauty lies not in outward appearances, but in the depths of the soul. Through Dorian Gray's journey, we learn the significance of personal responsibility, morality, and the consequences of our actions. Lord Henry Wotton, the cynical hedonist, serves as a constant reminder of the allure of vice and the danger of succumbing to temptation. In contrast, Basil Hallward, the kind-hearted artist, represents the voice of reason and virtue, tragically silenced by Dorian's descent into darkness. The Picture of Dorian Gray offers an exploration of the human psyche, the nature of beauty, and the decay of the soul. Wilde's wit and mastery of language shine through as he artfully crafts a narrative that is both seductive and repulsive, a reminder that beneath the veneer of beauty and charm, there may lie a corrupted heart. In the end, as Dorian Gray's story unfolds, we witness the unraveling of a man who had everything, yet squandered it all in the pursuit of self-gratification. The tale serves as a warning against the perils of vanity, the loss of innocence, and the inescapable truth that the choices we make have the power to shape our destiny. We hope you enjoyed this short-form audiobook from the greatest collection of books and stories ever written. Classic masterpiece literary works are added to the channel regularly. If you would like more of the greatest stories ever told, please like and subscribe.